This is a photo of me when I was 5 years old in my kindergarten school. We were having a sort of fancy dress competition and I decided to be a doctor because that was supposedly a fancy dress and everybody went with it. And this is a photo of me when I was in 12th class preparing for my NEET examination. And lastly, this is a photo of me when I was in first year of MBBS at my dream college, Government Medical College Nagpur. So hi, I am Anuj. I am a medical student at Government Medical College Nagpur. And in this video, I'll talk a little bit about how I made my dreams come true. Since the longest time, I always wanted to be a doctor because everybody else in my family is a doctor. So that's kind of a peer pressure. But I genuinely enjoyed biology since as back as I can remember basically. So till my 10th standard, I was not really sure about what I wanted to do. And I think that's the case with a lot of people, right? But at 10th, my sister was studying MBBS. She was, I guess, in third year or second year. And she convinced me like probably this is the branch, this is the field that I am most suited for because I hated maths. In 11th and 12th, I took admission in PCB, that is physics, chemistry and biology, and started studying for it. And at that time, at 11th, I used to think that NEET is such a difficult examination. I mean, like, itna bada syllabus hai. How can I, like a normal student, study such big of a syllabus and actually go and give the examination? But spoiler alert, that syllabus is nothing, not even 10% compared to what is the syllabus of MBBS. Even if you take the first year syllabus, that's like so huge compared to NEET. For all the people who are believing the fact that NEET is difficult, NEET is such a big examination, I have given it. Let me just tell you straight away, it's not a very difficult exam. It's actually a very easy exam if you are prepared for it. So what you need to work on whenever you are preparing is actually how am I going to get the maximum number of questions correct? How am I going to manage my time, and what will be my strategy when the exams comes? So normally when I talk to a lot of students nowadays, they tell me that I have this dream college, this XYZ college, that ABC college, and they keep talking about how good that college is. They're just NEET aspirants. They haven't even got the real taste of what medicine actually is, but still they have a dream, and that's really good. But what I see nowadays a lot is that people get so obsessed with just colleges that people don't really care about the examination anymore. They're just like, मुझे इस कॉलेज में जाना है, मैं तो जाके रहूँगा, अब ये एक फीलिंग है, एक इमोशन है. नहीं यार, नहीं है वो इमोशन, नहीं है वो फीलिंग, unless and until तुम उसे अचीव नहीं कर लेते. So to achieve that, don't keep dreaming about your college, keep dreaming about the exam, how you're going to get the best of those 3 hours that you're going to be presented with. So please, if you're a NEET aspirant, don't just fixate upon a very dream college and don't just keep thinking about it. Think about the exam, think about how you're going to tackle it. You don't really have to worry about what the level of the paper is. You only have to worry about what your level of preparation is. You should be so prepared that no matter what questions the examination throws at you, you should be able to slice that questions like you slice fruits in that Fruit Ninja game. And trust me, I say it again, NEET is an easy examination. All that matters is the level of your preparation. So coming back to the story, my dream college was GMC Nagpur. I live in Nagpur, that's why it was my dream college. My father is from GMC Nagpur and that was the reason it was my dream college. But never in my preparation did I ever dream about it, never did I even visit it. I was in the same city as the college. In all my time of studying, never did I ever say that I'm not gonna get selected. I always had that internal confidence within me that no matter what, मैं तो पेपर में आग लगा के होगा, बाकियों का नहीं पता, मैं पूरा फोड़ के आने वाला हूँ. ये I used to tell this to myself. And I used to tell this to myself every day. The moment you have that internal realization, that internal belief that you are something so great, so awesome, that you can achieve anything that you want, at that time your entire physiology, I guess, changes because you think like a winner, you work like a winner, and you become a winner in the end. So for every NEET aspirant who is watching this, today itself, you tell yourself कि paper में तो आग लगा के आऊँगा मैं. That's it. Pair that confidence along with your regular hard work, your regular studies, and you will be a goddamn explosion. Trust me. Even now when I'm preparing for the NEET PG or what we call it as next right now, I frequently find myself telling myself कि अगर तू नहीं फोड़ेगा तो कौन फोड़ेगा बे. So you might have heard that tale about Hanumanji. The Hanumanji forgets his powers until and unless he is reminded of it. You also forget your powers. So I'm reminding you that you are a genius. All you need to do is work hard and all that geniusness will come back to you and you will be, the best version of yourself. So after 2 years of preparation came the most important day of my life right in front of me. It was the 6th of May of 2018 and my NEET examination was supposed to be conducted at 10 in the morning. I woke up at 5 and I used to always had this habit of solving papers, but at that day I did not solve it, of course, because I had a normal paper at 10. Right, and what I did was I opened up my mistake book and my facts book and read all the mistakes, read all the facts, got one brief overview of the formulas and the equations, and finally at 1 or 2 hours before the examination was going to be conducted, went to the examination center with my parents. I remember not being anxious at all while going into the examination center or while sitting in the car waiting for the gates to be open. And the reason was that the preparation level was so high that I was very confident, and really please just have that confidence in you. I went inside the examination hall, went into my room, and it was a Sarkari school. And when I say Sarkari schools, people apart from Delhi, you might imagine like a very shabby place, and exactly that was a very shabby place. It had benches which were made up of wood, and that wood had, no mica over it, so it was like very rough. So if you were to fill your OMR in it, the OMR would get easily punctured. Out of all that, in that one classroom with all that rough benches, there was only one single bench which had a mica covering. And at that time I was searching for my roll number, and I saw that my roll number was written on that very mica wala bench. I felt really special. In the coaching institute, we were always told that only 1% of you guys are going to get selected. And at that point, when I saw that mica wala table, it almost felt like that maybe there's some mystical force in the universe had told me that this mica bench, we have arranged it for you because you're going to get selected. That was just a random thought that popped into my mind. I did not know anything, right? So we were given out the NEET papers like I guess 10-15 minutes ago, but we were not allowed to open them. So I just took a very small sneak peek, and I just saw this word diatoms. And I knew at that point that diatoms was something which I had studied. So I just immediately at that moment, by just looking at that one word, I got this confidence ki diatoms. Okay, I've read this. This is from NCERT. I got this paper. So at that time, the confidence, made me solve the paper really quickly. It was an easy paper, except for the physics part, which was kind of difficult. So at that point itself, I had this feeling ki I've done something right, and my gut was telling me that most of the questions that I've done were correct. Once I was done with the paper, did I actually ever think that I was going to be a medical student? Before that, I don't think I ever thought about, I was going to be a doctor, going to be a cardiologist, blah blah. I never thought about that. I only thought about the examination, and that examination was finally done. Okay, exam okay. I went outside, and guess what? I met Aditi in the very same examination center. How cool is that? We were batchmates and we got the same examination center. Then we went to GMC together. Anyways, I got out, and my father was waiting for me, and the first thing, I looked at him, he was smiling, I was smiling, and before he said something, I told him, Papa, GMC Nagpur mil gaya, confirm hai, chalo. And he was so happy. Like the smile I saw on his face that day probably came to him when I crossed 100,000 on YouTube. So that's a great thing. Making your parents happy is a really internally satisfying feeling. And then we drove back home. On the very same day, Avengers Infinity War was on the cinema, and we all wanted to go ahead and see that movie. I was very impatient to calculate my marks, but I also did not want to use a wrong answer key so that I would get less or more marks than expected. So I did my calculations and did everything, and finally, before going to Infinity War, I told my parents that the score which I'm gonna get is 624, I think. And at that time, guys, 624 was really a lot. Like now the examination standard has fallen to below imaginable. So at that time, if you were to score 624, you would have gotten like something like All India rank 500, right? So that's a big thing. And mine was coming 624. Finally, we went to watch Infinity War. I found a lot of my friends in the theater as well. Came back home. And 1 month later, when I was in Shimla, traveling from Shimla to Manali, I guess, at that time, results came, and my final score was 613 out of 720, 613. That gave me an All India rank of 885. At that point, when the result came, I felt really satisfied and felt like, chalo kuch kiya hai maine life mein. And at that time, I felt ki chalo, struggle is over. But I was of course wrong. I was going to enter medical school, which is a very tough thing in its own. So yeah, that was Storytime episode 4. It was a light one. If you want to know what happened in the bus when I was going from Shimla to Manali and the detailed experience of how my results came, you should definitely watch this video over here, my NEET success story. It's talking about more about what happened in the preparation part. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. It really shows your support. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, it's your boy Anuj Pachhel, medical student, second year GMC Nagpur. I will see you in the next one. Bye.